Today we're going to talk about how to make the transition to a natural deodorant. Because if you have tried this before, you might find that you have a collection of natural deodorants because you want to make that change because you know that traditional deodorants aren't really awesome for you and it's not good to be putting on your skin. But you've purchased a few and you're like, these don't work. I can't go to work or I can't go to the gym and be like smelling bad or like pits full of water. Like, this isn't working for me. So here's a few tips and tricks to actually make the change, because the problem might not be your deodorant actually. It might be the buildup that's been left behind by your prior brand that you've been using. So your pores may have been, most deodorants have an antiperspirant in them, which is usually the ingredient aluminum, which is what you don't really want on your skin. But your pores under your arms may be all clogged up with that gunk. And so then when you stop using the traditional deodorant, your body's like, let's let all the sweat go. And so you might notice that you are sweating a ton and your pits are wet, and you might not smell super bad, but still you have super wet pits. And your body might start detoxing, and then you're really starting to have the BO and you're like, okay, cannot do this. So to get you through that transitional phase, a few tips and tricks. First of all, what you're gonna need to do is actually detox that skin and that tissue under your arm. So you can either use the doTERRA mud mask, which is fantastic. It's just an all natural mud mask and it has some essential oils in there. So what I do, or what I did when I made this change, is just before I would get in the shower, I would kind of just like wipe off any residue that was there from the day or sweat or whatever. And then I would layer on a thin layer of this under my armpits. You can kind of see, it's kind of like toothpaste, okay? Just put a thin layer on your armpit, on each armpit, while you're like getting ready to get in the shower. So you're getting undressed, you're like brushing your hair, you might be taking your eye makeup off or whatever. Just let it sit there, 5 to 10 minutes, and then hop in the shower and wash it off. And I would do this every day for a couple weeks, and then you'll really get any of those lingering things out of your armpits. Now, another thing to help with the detox is when you get out of the shower, just have a little 1 or 2 ounce bottle made up of mostly water and maybe 10, 15 drops of lemon in it. And when you get out of the shower, pat dry under your arms and then give each armpit a spritz with the lemon oil and just let that dry all the way. This will also help with any body odor or just helping cleanse that skin. That's also a great little tip to use if during the day you're finding like, ooh, okay, it's laying a little stinky, I need like a little refresher. You can use that lemon spritz, or you can use the On Guard hand sanitizing mist that doTERRA pre-makes and spray that under your armpits just for like a midday refresher, because it might take a week or 10 days to detox your armpits before a natural deodorant is actually gonna work for you. And during those 10 days, you don't wanna be like a BO machine walking around. So have that little spritzer in your purse or the On Guard hand sanitizer and use that. Let me check my notes right here really quick. Okay. Another thing that I've noticed is, especially when you're detoxing, try not to wear a whole lot of synthetic fabrics, because that can kind of like irritate the skin under your arms and like make the BO a little bit worse. I know that I have a few workout shirts that are like that silky stuff from Under Armour, and I just can't wear them anymore because it's like immediately as I start to sweat in them, they smell bad for some reason. So try to stay away from the synthetic fibers. Cotton is great. Anything natural will help reduce the body odor situation. And just be patient with it. It's gonna take a few days, which kind of sucks. But then after you've gone through that detoxing period, you'll notice that your natural deodorant actually work. And these are the two from doTERRA that I really, really like, and there's nothing funky in them. So this is the first one that came out. This one smells like a forest, kind of. If you're familiar with the Balance oil, it has some fir oils in it, and it smells very refreshing, but like this is okay for men too. Like men would really like this scent. It's not like overly feminine. And then this is the newer one that came out. So this has baking soda in it. That's what's helping with the moisture absorption. This one is a different formula. So this smells sweeter, smells like oranges, which is also asexual in my opinion as far as the aroma goes. But this one, instead of baking powder, not baking powder, baking soda, sorry guys. Instead of baking soda, this has tapioca starch in it. So this is really great for gentle, for sensitive skin. So if you have a reaction to, so the top 3 ingredients in this one are arrowroot powder, and sodium bicarbonate, which is the baking soda. So if you have, and a little bit of alcohol, if you have a reaction to this, or if it's a little stingy or something, try this one. These are both great options. And I will be honest, when I first started using this, I was like, this doesn't work for me. But I had not done my research. I hadn't read about why all of a sudden when you switch to a natural deodorant, your body's like, sweat. And I hadn't done the detox. And so it wasn't as effective for me. But after I did the detox, and I really only did the detox like every other day because I kept forgetting, for maybe a week. And then I noticed that I was like, oh, this is working. Like I can go all day. I don't need a reapplication. And it works like a charm. And I really feel good about putting this on my body. I know that I'm not adding any toxins into my skin. So I hope that helped you. I hope those little tricks help you transition to a natural deodorant to help reduce your overall toxic load. Thanks, guys.